Alright, you guys, it's discussion time for week 2. So, go ahead and post right here in VoiceThread the way that I instructed you back in the intro of the course. And again, you have your choice. You can either type your submission, you can webcam it like I'm doing right now, you can record a sound file if you're having a bad hair day. You saw a whole lot of ritual this week, and you saw a whole lot of ritual that all claimed the same root and claimed the same myth as its origin and claimed the same tradition. But you can see once a culture gets a hold of a myth and gets a hold of the interpretation of the myth and turns it into a ritual, and when the culture itself keeps the ritual alive, obviously it's going to take on changes. It's going to take on significances unique to that culture. There's a term called cultural relativism that's real commonly used in anthropology, and it's essentially how a tradition, how a custom, how a ritual, how a practice is created is unique to that culture's history. So we have 3 different histories that you've looked at here, 3 different subcultures, 3 different categories of American Christian here that have all claimed the same root. So what I'm kind of asking you to do is to address this question here in VoiceThread and post by Thursday your response, and by Sunday make sure you post at least twice minimally and respond to your classmates and address this question. Okay, all of the rituals that you viewed have the same roots and the same mythic inspiration, a lot of the same history, especially the ancient history, and the same scriptural tradition in this case. There is a holy book. There is a written tradition as well with this tradition. But you also observed and documented some significant cultural differences between them. So just comment here in the discussion. What about any and all of these rituals moved you? What intrigued you? What otherwise struck you about each of these American Christian rituals? Like, really get in there and just let's talk about it. Just by watching and listening as an amateur anthropologist, what components of these rituals appear to be of symbolic importance to each cultural group that you've observed? Look at the components of the ritual that you think seem particularly important to each ritual, but also comment on what struck you about these rituals. What was it that drew your interest in one way or another? So post here in VoiceThread and make sure that you post 2 responses by Sunday.